Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is the Saturday check-in. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast that is updated every Thursday. You can also head over to the blog hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the blog that's being updated regularly now. And that's hellocupcakeitsme.com. And make sure that you follow me on TikTok for TikTok Tuesdays. Follow me on all the other social medias and check out my book, Carpe Diem Scroto 365 Daily Affirmations, found at www.cdsthebook.com. So, how is everyone? I'm doing okay. Literally just woke up. So I'm going to have the yawning and all that other stuff. Went to bed around 2:30, 3 o'clock this morning. And at the time of recording this, it is 10:33. When I went to bed last night, I did so thinking that it was Saturday going into Sunday. And I set my alarm for 9:15, knowing that I was going to be dead. But here we are. When I woke up and realized, no, today is only Saturday, I said, fuck it, and went back to bed for an hour and a half. So, anyways, yeah, I was binge watching Half Man on HBO. And it's a really slow kind of TV show. And it's about these about this like brother. Um it, it's kind of weird to describe, but um it focuses around this guy named Neil and this other guy named Ruben, who are like family because their moms are dating. And Ruben has a very like checkered past and has a lot of really violent anger issues, has a lot of just like issues in general, and very toxic, very just hyper masculine, the whole nine yards. It's just an interesting show. And I thought that it was going to be something similar to like Heated Rivalry, but it is not, in fact, anything like Heated Rivalry, and it is very UK style television. Good in its own rights, but disappointing in others just because it's not what I expected from the show. But whatever. I think I'm on episode 5. Yeah, 4 or 5. And I think they're like an hour and a half long. So it's some dedication to like sit there and get through them all. But anyways, had some kind of oh shit moments happen this week. Thursday, when I was in the middle of group therapy, I start getting text messages from all my different financial institutions telling me that there was a charge that went through on my card. I have Walmart Plus, and so Walmart Plus went absolutely fucking stupid, just trying to grab money from anywhere it could on whatever card it could. And so it ran it through my bank, it ran it through PayPal, it ran it through Capital One, it ran it through another account, and ran it through, whatever. Um, Finally, it hit. When it hit PayPal, I had a balance in my PayPal account, and so it just wiped out my PayPal balance, and then the rest of it is supposed to be coming from my bank account. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but um, I was really pissed off because I had I didn't understand why it was like trying to charge my account. Well, come to find out, um, because I had already sent the money to my mom for the account to be paid for or whatever. And yeah, come to find out her bank had gotten hacked, and she had to have her account shut, or her account or her card shut down. I think it was her card she had to have shut off. And so it just like made everything kind of wacky. And I told my bank, or I told PayPal, do not ever allow this Walmart Plus membership to clear my account. Like, you know, so yeah, I was really kind of upset about it because the money that I had in PayPal was set aside for a specific purpose. And now I don't have any of that money in PayPal. And I'm just like, so, um, and the fact that it happened when I was in the middle of therapy session and we were getting into some really good stuff that I wanted to continue to be part of just made shit that much worse. And by the time I got everything situated and I tried to log back in, it was 5 minutes before the session ended, and the instructor didn't see that I was trying to like get back in. So I was like, well, damn it. But oh well. Um, so this whole week has been just a daisy chain of weird energy and things that don't need to happen happening. And it's like it's almost too much. It was almost too much. Thankfully, I'm not in the sad depression. I'm still dealing with the day to day depression um, of like not wanting to go anywhere, not wanting to be at home. You know, that whole rigmarole. Like it's a beautiful day outside right now, and I'm looking out there like I should really be out doing something, but I know that I'm not going to. And this coming week, I need to really kind of try to focus on getting myself to the chiropractor because my back is absolutely trash. My legs are everything from here down is just out of alignment and in pain and needs adjusting. And so I'm going to just attack it and try to get back in alignment and trying to figure out what I need to do, how I need to do it. And Yeah. Um, did a little bit more writing this week, and I also, in the process of writing, came across this this new subject that I thought was really interesting called traumatic intelligence. And traumatic intelligence is when a person has lived in fight, flight, or fawn mode for an extended period of time, or has had some kind of abuse or some kind of traumatic event that has happened to them. And people who have this traumatic intelligence, they are able to pick up on micro expressions. They are able to pick up on the energy of the room. They are able to, like, just read a person and know that they're not okay, or that there's something else going on that's like under the surface or whatever. And I thought, wow, that is like such um an amazing thing. And this article goes on to talk about, like, you shouldn't call it a superpower because it's a survival instinct and all this other stuff. And I'm like, first of all, fucking read. You need to read the room, um, because yeah, just because it's a survival instinct or like something that's born from trauma doesn't mean that it's not a superpower within its own right. Superpower. So, a real interesting article, and just something that gave me pause and thought, made me think about things in a different light. And that's what I love about studying mental health and, like, applying those situations to my real world lived life experiences. And it's rather, it, it just fascinates me. And then taking that knowledge that I know and I have, and sitting in a public space like a restaurant or a bar or something like that, and people watching, and watching all the energies of the people, watching how they're interacting with one another, listening to what they're saying to one another, how it's saying, how it's being perceived, um, the microaggressions that take place that are like so rampant that most people don't even realize that they're doing it, let alone that it is a microaggression. And then there's others that are like, what the fuck is a microaggression? And it's like, exactly what it sounds like. um, One example of this came about a year ago when I was at the bar. There was a whole group of us, and this guy, he said, "Man, I just got completely bitched out by these women in the hallway going to the bathroom." And I was like, "Okay, what happened?" And he was like, "Um, I was walking down the hallway, not even looking, and I was adjusting myself, and I looked up at them, and I said, 'Hello,' and they just went off on me." I said, "Oh, okay, that makes that makes sense." And he's like, "No, it doesn't." Like, I said, "What you just did was a microaggression, and this, this is how they took it." And when I explained it to this group of mostly men, they're like, "No, fuck that. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant." I'm like, It's maybe not what you meant, but that's how it was perceived. You cannot tell somebody else how to perceive what you have done. I said, what you basically did was grab your crotch and like shake it out. I'm like, hey baby, how you doing? You want some of this? And they're like, the guy's like, no, that's not what I meant. That wasn't anything. I'm like, yeah, welcome. We transgress upon people daily and not realize it. And men do it to men, women do it to women. It's not just one sex versus the other. Men do it to one another, but in a way that it's like a bromance, like, hey, ha, ha, ha. But within within singular company, meaning that like you're around all men understand what they are saying to one another and how it's being said. Women, when they are by themselves, say things to each other and understand how it's being said. And it's very few and far between that the two can like intermingle and have like a haha kind of a moment with one another. And it it was just interesting to like have that knowledge of what microaggressions were and know this particular group of women and know what they were thinking, how vulnerable they were that night, and the whole 9 yards, and um, just being able to give everyone a little bit of enlightenment on, like, look, regardless of how you feel about it, or if that was your intention, or what the fuck ever, this is how it was perceived. So do better next time. Um, like so. Anyways, I just like being able to do stuff like that. And just more recently, within the last month or so, um, I had to hold space for somebody who I really don't care for. And it made me feel very sick and cold inside. But, and I have a really kind of tumultuous relationship with this person already. And anyways, just having to point out to them that you have the best seat in the house because you don't have to see yourself. And every single person in the room has a different version of you that lives in their head. So you might think that you are this way or that way, when in fact, to that one particular person, you are something completely, totally different. You are completely negative in their mind or whatever else. I said, and, part of a healing process is learning that you are this person to that person. And because that person sees you as this type of a person, um, you have to really hold space for them and allow them to tell you that this is how they feel about you. And it was a good 45-minute conversation. Like, not good, but it was like, a good 45 minute. And they felt it gave them a lot of understanding, and they were just like, how do you know all of this? Like, because I've done a lot of healing and mental health and all that other stuff myself. So, yeah. Like I said, I felt really cold and really nauseous after that interaction, but at the same time, it was a good test of myself to see if I could actually hold space for a person that I did not have the best opinion of. And I feel like I was able to pass it. And yeah, it took place. So, anyways, guys, I am done rambling. I need to get some laundry done, and I have a hunger, so I need to find some kind of food to nom on. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them in the comment section down below. And if you want to do a Q&A session, shoot me some questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And just remember, you're doing the best you can with what you have available to you. And because it's Pride Month, remember to be yourself, they'll adjust. And in a world full of Karens, be somebody who cares in the world. And I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone. Boop.